There's a simple position, almost instinctive, that has the power to reshape how your entire body moves, feels, and even breathes. A position that once came naturally to our ancestors, but slowly vanished behind office chairs, tight hips, and endless hours of sitting. It's a passive squat. Not the kind you do at the gym counting reps, but the deep, grounded posture of resting near the floor with your heels pressed into the ground, your spine tall, and your body perfectly balanced. It might seem primitive, but that simplicity hides a profound intelligence. This ancient position reconnects you to your natural mechanics, teaching your joints, muscles, and nervous system how to move as one unit again. When you adopt the passive squat, something remarkable begins to happen. The muscles surrounding your knees, front and back of the thighs, glutes, calves, all start working together in harmony. They form a living shield around one of your most delicate joints. Over time, this cooperative activation creates a natural armor that helps you absorb impact, maintain control, and move without fear of pain. Imagine replacing a shaky wooden bridge with one built on solid stone. That's what happens inside your legs. Modern research backs this up. Studies show that deep squatting increases the strength of the knee extensors and improves overall joint stability, making daily movements, like bending to pick something up or climbing stairs, far more efficient and safe. But the benefits don't stop there. One of the biggest obstacles of good movement is often something we overlook: stiff ankles. When the ankle loses mobility, the body compensates elsewhere, and the knees and hips end up paying the price. It's like trying to ride a bike while dragging the brakes. You move, but with unnecessary effort and strain. The passive squat forces your ankles to open up again. By keeping your heels grounded, you gently stretch the tendons and tissues around the joint. Do it consistently, and that subtle stretch becomes transformative. Over time, your ankle regains its natural range of motion, stiffness fades, and movements that once felt restricted begin to flow easily again. If you're just starting and your heels lift off the ground, or you feel unstable, that's okay. Use a small folded towel or a thin book under your heels as temporary support. Gradually, as your mobility returns, you'll notice that you no longer need it. It's a process of reacquainting your body with the shape it was designed to hold. There's no rush here, only the patient rediscovery of natural balance. And while your ankles loosen and your knees grow stronger, something deeper starts to awaken. The center of your body, your core, begins to engage in a way that most exercises fail to achieve. It's not about visible abs or aesthetics. It's about stability, control, and alignment. When you sit in a passive squat, your core muscles, front, sides, and back, stay subtly active to keep your spine upright. Without realizing it, you're training your internal corset to protect you with every breath you take. What makes the passive squat so extraordinary isn't just the strength it builds, but the quiet intelligence it restores to your movement. When you're down there, grounded and still, your core muscles, rectus abdominis, obliques, and deep spinal stabilizers, work together in a constant, silent effort. They hold your torso upright, align your spine, and prevent your posture from collapsing. This type of engagement is known as isometric activation, muscles holding tension without visible motion, and it turns your entire midsection into a living structure of support. Research even suggests that this deep core engagement during a squat can outperform isolated movements like planks in improving real-world stability. As you continue to practice, you might start noticing something subtle yet powerful: your sense of balance sharpening. Remaining steady in a passive squat demands coordination between body and mind. Every second spent maintaining the posture trains your nervous system to control micro-adjustments, reinforcing both balance and proprioception, the body's internal sense of where it is in space. This is the kind of training that pays off when you least expect it. Stepping off a curb, walking on uneven ground, or catching yourself before a stumble. You're not just strengthening muscles. You're reprogramming your body to move with ease, precision, and confidence. The hips, too, begin to open in ways most people haven't felt in years. Our daily lives, full of sitting, driving, and bending forward, lock the hip flexors into a shortened, tight position. That stiffness travels upward, often showing up as lower back discomfort or reduced stride when walking. The passive squat addresses this from the root. By guiding the hips through a deep, controlled range of motion, you gently stretch and reawaken the muscles responsible for mobility: hip flexors, adductors, and external rotators. Over time, that feeling of rust in your lower body starts to dissolve, replaced by a sense of freedom and natural fluidity. Now, if you're finding all this fascinating, take a moment to do something that truly helps this message reach more people. Subscribe to the channel. Here, we go beyond simple workouts. We explore movements that reconnect you with your own body, that challenge what you thought you knew about strength and mobility. And if you've ever tried holding a deep squat before, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. How long could you stay down there? What part of your body complained first? Was it your ankles, hips, or maybe your lower back? Your story might help someone else who's just beginning to discover this practice. This isn't about perfection, it's about connection. By sharing your experience, you become part of a growing community of people choosing presence over performance, awareness over aesthetics. Together, we're bringing movement back to its roots, one simple, powerful position at a time. There's another part of the body that quietly thanks you when you start spending time in a passive squat. Your spine. Modern life compresses it daily. Hours spent sitting, leaning over screens, and moving in limited ways cause tension and pressure to build up between vertebrae. Over time, this chronic compression leads to stiffness, discomfort, and loss of natural alignment. But when you settle into a deep squat with your chest lifted and your hips anchored, something therapeutic unfolds. The spine elongates naturally, the discs gain breathing space, and the muscles of the lower back finally start working symmetrically again. It's almost like giving your spine permission to exhale. This decompression has ripple effects across your entire posture. When practiced regularly, the passive squat becomes a silent antidote to the postural collapse that often accompanies aging or prolonged inactivity. People who add just a few minutes of this position into their day begin to notice their back pain fading, their stance becoming taller, and their breathing expanding more freely. The simple act of aligning your body near the ground resets your internal architecture in ways few other exercises can. However, there's another layer to this practice, one that goes beyond the physical. The first time you stay in a deep squat for longer than a few seconds, you'll feel it. The burn in your thighs, the trembling in your calves, the voice in your head urging you to give up. That's where the real transformation begins. The passive squat becomes not just a test of endurance, but of patience, focus, and mental steadiness. You learn to stay, to breathe through discomfort, to calm your nervous system when every signal tells you quit. It's a lesson in resilience disguised as a posture. In those moments, the squat becomes something close to a meditation. Your breath turns into a tool to soften tension. Your mind becomes sharper, quieter. Staying grounded in that position teaches your body and brain to handle stress with composure, to support tension without collapsing under it. That skill extends beyond the floor. It shows up when life throws you challenges, when you need to stand firm in uncertainty. If you approach this practice with consistency, not perfection, you'll notice how the body starts adapting. At first, 30 seconds might feel endless, but with time, a minute becomes manageable, then 2, then 5. The discomfort fades into focus. The body begins to recognize the posture as familiar, even restorative. And each session leaves you just a bit more centered, a bit more capable of holding both stillness and strength at once. It's not about forcing progress. It's about listening. Each day, your body tells you where it's willing to go. Respect that, nurture it, and soon you'll find that what once felt restricted begins to flow freely. Consistency is where the true transformation unfolds. The beauty of the passive squat lies in its simplicity. It doesn't demand hours in the gym, fancy gear, or even a change of clothes. All it asks for is a few moments of your attention, scattered through the day. You can drop into it while the coffee brews, during a break at work, or while waiting for a message to load. 3 short sessions of around 30 seconds each are enough to awaken your body's natural intelligence. Over time, you'll find yourself sinking deeper, holding longer, and rising with ease you didn't know you had. What was once an awkward, tense position becomes a place of rest. The hips open, the knees feel stable, the spine stacks effortlessly, and the breath flows smoother. It's the body's way of remembering what it was built to do. The stiffness that used to follow long hours of sitting begins to fade. Even small daily actions, bending to tie your shoes, lifting something from the ground, standing up after a long meeting, start to feel lighter, more coordinated, almost effortless. That's not luck. It's the slow rewiring of your neuromuscular system responding to consistency. After 30 days of steady practice, the changes become visible. Your joints move with a freedom that surprises you, your balance feels more grounded, and your posture naturally aligns without conscious effort. That nagging tightness in your lower back, it often fades into the background, replaced by a feeling of lightness and control. The transformation is quiet but undeniable, like rediscovering a forgotten rhythm between body and gravity. Each time you lower yourself into that position, you're not just exercising, you're recalibrating your connection to the ground, to your breath, and to your own inner strength. Of course, no two bodies are the same. Some will adapt quickly, others will take more time. But everyone benefits from returning to this primal shape. It honors how humans were meant to move, how we once rested, worked, and lived close to the earth. The passive squat isn't about showing off flexibility or chasing perfection. It's about rebuilding a relationship with your own structure, its presence in its purest, most physical form. So as you finish this video, I invite you, genuinely, to subscribe and join a space where we rediscover what real movement means. This channel isn't about quick fixes or empty promises. It's about practical, human-centered ways to strengthen and free your body. And I'd love to hear from you. How's your mobility these days? Have you tried sitting in a deep squat? What challenges or discoveries have you experienced along the way? Share your story in the comments below. Your words might be the reason someone else decides to start their own journey today. Because caring for your body isn't just about looking better. It's an act of respect for everything it allows you to do. Simple, natural, powerful. Sometimes, all it takes to change everything is the willingness to sit closer to the ground and listen.